Tiffany Henyard, a self-proclaimed super mayor, has recently faced a dramatic fall from grace, raising eyebrows and concerns about accountability in local politics. Just months ago, she was living a high life in Las Vegas, flaunting her lavish lifestyle while hardworking council members were being forced out of office. Now, however, her once glamorous existence appears to be unraveling as investigations into her financial activities intensify. Woo! Spending your lifestyle has been nothing short of extravagant. She has been seen adorned in high-end fashion, often accompanied by a police detail costing over $1 alone. Her spending habits are astonishing, reportedly spending nearly $8,000 on hair and makeup alone. On one infamous trip to Las Vegas, she racked up $8,400 on hotels, $600 for a single steakhouse dinner, and an astounding $33,700 on round-trip airfare, while residents of Dalton, Illinois, are grappling with everyday hardships. Henyard seems more focused on jet-setting and self-promotion, even investing over $1 million in the campaign. Billboards, as scrutiny mounts over her lavish expenditures, it seems that karma is beginning to catch up with her. Henyard is now battling serious financial issues, including the potential loss of her home. Court documents reveal that she and her boyfriend, Cal Woods, have defaulted on their rent since August after their landlord. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's tumultuous tenure has taken another dramatic turn as she faces an eviction battle over her residence, adding to the growing list of controversies surrounding her leadership. The property owner, fed up with the situation, has reportedly placed Henyard on a month-to-month lease, signaling that her days in the home are numbered. While this eviction may seem like a personal issue related to unpaid rent, it has become a broader symbol of the controversies that have marred her governance and public image. Mounting allegations of reckless spending of taxpayer dollars, attempts to block transparency efforts, and an ongoing FBI investigation have painted Henyard's time in office as a spectacle of unchecked power and chaos. So, for many residents of Dalton, this eviction represents not just a housing dispute, but a failure of leadership that has left them questioning her commitment to the role and the ethical foundation of her administration. Critics have long condemned Henyard's spending habits, claiming she has diverted public funds to support a lifestyle that starkly contrasts with the economic struggles faced by her community. Reports of extravagant trips, fine dining, and lavish events funded by taxpayer dollars have left many residents feeling betrayed and angry, especially as they contend with inadequate public services and ballooning debt. The disconnect between her leadership and the town's needs has deepened the chasm between Henyard and her constituents. So, this latest conflict over her residence encapsulates the broader dysfunction of her administration, highlighting a pattern of avoiding accountability and prioritizing personal comfort over community welfare. Transparency issues have also plagued Henyard's tenure, with repeated attempts by journalists, trustees, and watchdog organizations to access financial records met with resistance. Requests for information have been ignored even when ordered by higher authorities, forcing legal battles to pry open the layers of secrecy surrounding her administration. Henyard's apparent disregard for responsibility extends to her eviction battle, as she has reportedly failed to address concerns regarding rent payments and lease obligations. This consistent defiance of accountability has become a defining trait of her leadership, raising questions about whether she truly considers herself answerable to anyone, compounding these issues. An FBI investigation into Henyard's financial practices and alleged misuse of public funds have added further weight to the swirling controversies. Federal agents are probing claims of financial mismanagement, political intimidation, and the misuse of funds disguised as charitable initiatives. Observers have noted troubling parallels between this investigation and the allegations surrounding her eviction. There is a growing sense that Henyard operates without fear of consequences, confident in her untouchability, even as scrutiny intensifies. This perception that she disregards legal and ethical standards has fueled outrage among Dalton residents, many of whom have called for her resignation or outright removal from office. Critics point to her ability to block transparency and stall accountability efforts as evidence of a larger strategy to evade scrutiny despite attempts by trustees and residents to initiate audits of her spending and investigate her alleged ICE conduct. Henyard has responded with vetoes, delays, and accusations of political attacks. Her narrative of being the victim of unjust persecution is increasingly resonating with less as new allegations emerge, and trust in her administration continues to erode with both her public and private affairs. Under fire, Hen's challenges appear in Samble the eviction drama, while personal is merely the tip of the iceberg in a series of mounting allegations that extend far beyond her residence. Among the most damning accusations is her mishandling.
Y'all good to me, I'll be good to you. I have no issue. I just wanted people to say my side of the story and not just pay me attention. Not the truth, y'all been witnessing it.
Tiffany Henyard's tenure as mayor has taken another tumultuous turn, prompting urgent discussions about the financial state of Dalton and her increasingly controversial position in light of ongoing lawsuits, a federal investigation, and an impending eviction notice. Her spokesman asserts that Henyard is unaware of any FBI inquiries, yet the question looms: how long can she maintain her grip on power amid such chaos? For the first time in 30 years, a Democratic caucus was held to nominate candidates for Thornton Township's leadership positions, including the coveted supervisor role. However, Henyard found herself unable to get her name on the ballot. Her slate fell apart because she failed to include a professional assessor, a basic requirement that immediately disqualified her state senator, Napoleon Harris. Also, the Thornton Township Democratic committeemen seized the opportunity to organize the caucus, effectively sidelining Henyard's re-election attempt when Harris was officially nominated. The crowd erupted in applause, while Henyard stood visibly flustered. In a striking display of defiance, she stormed a caucus venue in a hot pink outfit, yelling accusations of an unfair process against Harris and his team. Henyard's attempt to rally support by bringing in buses of her followers backfired, when many arrived late, leaving them outside in the cold. Her fury was palpable as she accused the caucus of being unlawful and vowed to sue everyone involved. However, legal experts dismissed her threats as baseless. Harris's lawyer stated that the caucus process was legal and democratic, further undermining her position. Some attendees expressed outrage over the caucus, labeling it a fraudulent exercise, yet many others defended the process, arguing that those who arrived early were simply securing their positions. Henyard's loyal supporters now appear divided, with some clinging to hope, while others celebrated. What many see as a downfall as the political landscape shifts, Harris and other opponents are preparing to take control and restore order in Thornton Township. Henyard's only chance to remain in the race may be as a write-in candidate, which many consider a slim possibility at best. Residents are eager for change and sentiments are shifting against her. Critics have long highlighted Henyard's dubious decisions and controversies, which have left Dalton and Thornton Township in disarray. One resident expressed excitement about the caucus results, while Chris G.S., the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township trustee, emphasized the community's desire for positive change. The fallout from this political upheaval continues. It was January 9th, the day after the election. leaving Hen's future as mayor uncertain as she navigates a rapidly shifting landscape of public opinion and political allegiance. The people will put me on the ballot, so we were doing the legal routes, which you guys heard me speak to yesterday, and we will be on the ballot. Tiffany Henyard's administration has come under intense scrutiny, with many residents feeling that her leadership is detrimental to those she claims to represent. Accusations of poor management have plagued her tenure, ranging from an inability to keep meetings organized to allegations of misusing township resources as she juggles her roles. Many locals feel neglected, and calls for her resignation have grown, like the current boycott by trustees Gonzalez and Carlisle, which highlights their frustration with what they perceive as Hen's increasing desire for control over financial decisions, particularly regarding hiring and firing practices.